ao vivo. Já.
Boa noite, pessoal. Tudo bem? Sejam muito bem-vindos a mais uma live
do nosso
do nosso
canal.
canal. Lembrando que nas sextas-feiras as lives são voltadas para os alunos que já têm um conhecimento maior no inglês. Nas quartas-feiras com o professor Valber são para os alunos que estão aprendendo idioma agora e querem aprimorar ainda mais. Nas últimas lives nós temos sorteado livros para as pessoas que estão assistindo e hoje não é diferente. Hoje nós vamos sortear o livro Oliver Twist. É um livro clássico da literatura inglesa, by Charles Dickens. Ele vem com audiobook também para vocês praticarem o listening e o reading enquanto vocês estão lendo. Deixa eu ver, já tem algumas pessoas já no chat falando. Hi Gabriel, good evening. Hello Isabelle. Hi. Para participar do sorteio, basta escrever no chat I want to participate. E você, no finalzinho da live, a gente vai sortear para as pessoas que estão assistindo a live, ok? Hoje, os assuntos que a gente vai ver é... Deixa eu colocar aqui. Extreme adjectives. Okay. First, what are adjectives? Adjectives are words that we use to describe people, things, places, objects. So, for example, big, small, tall, short, long, short, and ugly, beautiful. So these are very common words that we usually learn when we are starting to learn the language. So they are very basic words that we use basically all the time. Yeah? But sometimes we use very and so to give a stronger idea, a stronger meaning to adjectives. So, that girl is so beautiful. Or that car is very beautiful. That apartment is very expensive. We use a lot the word very. Okay? When you are beginning to learn, it's okay. No, there's no problem actually to use very beautiful, very small, very big. But sometimes when you overuse it, when you use too much the word very or the word so to give emphasis, it can become repetitive. And sometimes it can also become childlike because these are vocabularies that children use a lot. So we are today learning extreme adjectives. So what are extreme adjectives? Let's see. Some adjectives in English are gradable. So you have degrees. That means you have different degrees or levels of that quality. For example, the weather can be a little cold, rather cold, very cold, or extremely cold. So cold is a gradable adjective because you have degrees. A little, rather, very, and extremely cold. Okay? So to use, these are actually very common adjectives. These adjectives that we use, like cold, hot, big, and small. And we use these words very little to give degrees. Okay? But if you repeat that too much, it becomes a little overused. So we are going to learn today extreme adjectives that you can replace these extremely cold, little cold, rather cold with only one word. Let's see. Okay. Extreme adjectives, or non-gradable adjectives, are words that mean extremely and the adjective. So it's one word that will mean extremely cold, or extremely hot, or extremely big. For example, freezing. Freezing means extremely cold. So you can say that a place is freezing. So freezing. Can you repeat that? freezing. So freezing means extremely cold. That's an extreme adjective that gives a lot of emphasis to one adjective. The word freezing, is a extreme adjectives. Extreme adjective. Let's see another one. The opposite. By the way, it's a non-literal meaning. So when you say, that the room is freezing, most of the times it's not literally. You're not going to be frozen if you enter in that room, but you're trying to describe the room as extremely cold. Okay? The opposite, hot. I brought some comics here to try to explain a little better. So let's see. It's hot in here. That's nice. When you go to the beach and it's hot, yeah? And the other, it's hot. It's not hot. It's boiling or sweltering. So boiling and sweltering, they are extreme adjectives. So if you go to Patos, for example, or any other hot city, you can say very hot city. You can say that that city is boiling. Okay. By the way, boiling. What does it mean? Do you know when you put water on the stove on fire to make it hot, and when it reaches a certain temperature, the water starts to make bubbles? That's boiling. So used to describe something so hot that water would be boiling there. So boiling or sweltering, they mean very hot. Okay. The next one, bad. Okay, bad. For example, this is bad. Yeah, it's bad. It's raining. Or, this is bad. No, it's utterly terrible, ghastly, or awful. So, terrible, ghastly, and awful, they are extreme adjectives, and they mean very bad, extremely bad. So you use terrible, ghastly, and awful to when you're meaning very bad. Okay? For example, can you give us an example of an awful TV series, like a very bad TV series? Can you guys give it an example on the comments? I can see some people already talking. Hi Kawan, hello. Hi Ana Cecilia, good evening, welcome. Hi Natalia, hi Eduardo, and Eloisa too. Welcome. Okay, so can you give us an example of an awful TV series? Awful. Okay, so awful means extremely bad. And remember, we use these extreme adjectives to not sound repetitive, to don't say like, oh, this is very big, very big, very, very big, very bad, very small, very good. So you replace this very an adjective with an extreme adjective, okay? So awful, okay? Can you repeat that? Awful. Remember the pronunciation, the AW, it's aw, awful, okay? For me, an awful TV series, I don't know. I really like TV series, so okay. I like Game of Thrones, but the last 2 seasons were awful, like very bad. Okay, let's see the opposite. Good. This is good. Yeah, pretty good. Good. No way. This is awesome, fantastic, amazing, fabulous, terrific, outstanding, marvelous, superb, wonderful. So you can see that good has a lot of extreme adjectives. So when you want to say very good, when you want to describe a city, that's a very good city, or a movie, that's a very good movie, or a song, a very good song, you can use these extreme adjectives. Awesome, fantastic, amazing, fabulous, terrific, outstanding, marvelous, superb, and wonderful. Okay? And the example is, it's the opposite of the other one. Can you recommend an outstanding TV series, a very good TV series? For me, if you like cartoons, Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's a outstanding TV series. It has a amazing story. It's funny, and it's really enjoyable. So, outstanding, it means very good, like very good. It's an extreme adjective. Let's repeat the others. That's a lot of extreme adjectives. Awesome, fantastic, amazing, fabulous, terrific. Oh, by the way, can you see that? Terrific. Terrific means very good. The other one that we saw was terrible. So they sound similar, but they are actually opposites. Terrible means very bad. So that car is terrible. That car is very bad. Or terrific. Terrific means very good. So, the food was terrific. Like amazing, fantastic. Okay? So, terrific, outstanding, marvelous, superb, and wonderful. Okay? Let's see the next one. Now we have two opposites, big and small, and we use this all the time. Something's very big, something's very small. In this case, the dogs. A very big dog, a very small dog, or a house, or a city, or a book, or a t-shirt, a shirt. So very big, very small. So to not sound repetitive, don't say not to say very big, very small all the time. We have these extreme adjectives. Tiny. So for very small, you can say tiny, or minuscule. Minuscule. That's very small. Minuscule. Okay. Or another informal. This is very informal. Teeny tiny. Teeny tiny. That's a teeny tiny dog. Or I have a teeny tiny book. Or teeny tiny city. So teeny tiny. So repeat. Tiny, minuscule, teeny tiny. They mean very small. And the opposite, very big. We have huge, gigantic, massive. So these words, they mean very big, extremely big. For example, São Paulo, it's a huge city. China is a gigantic country. Or massive. Let me think. A truck is a massive vehicle, like a very big vehicle. Okay, so repeat that: huge, gigantic, and massive. They mean very big, extremely big. So we use these words, these extreme adjectives, to not be repetitive, not to say very all the time or so all the time, like so big, so small. So we use these words, extreme adjectives. Okay, let's see the next one. Angry. Angry. Okay, I think she's angry. Yep, like this is a slang that we saw in the last. I don't know. I remember if it was the last one, but in previous lives, we saw slangs that are informal words. Yep. Yep is like, yes, I agree with you. And the other comic, he's angry. Angry. He's furious. He's seething. Or he is livid. So these three words mean very angry. Okay? We have furious, seething, seething with a sound like that, seething, and livid. So what makes you furious? Can you tell me on the chat? I can see a lot of people talking, chatting. Hi Natalia, how are you? Hi Mayara, good evening, welcome. Hi Monica, good evening. And hi Isabelle and Iago, yes, hi. So what makes you furious. For example, for me, traffic. When I'm driving and you have a lot of cars, traffic makes me furious, like very angry. Okay? So let's see the next one. Scary. Okay, can you repeat that? Scary. So, in the comics, wow, scary. Haha, a bit, a little. Or, scary, scary, terrifying, petrifying. Okay, so terrifying comes from terror. Okay, and petrifying it means like something that's so scary that makes you like a rock, petrified. So you stop. So they mean scary, very scary, terrifying, and petrifying. Okay. For example, are you terrified of anything? Like, do you have any fears? I guess I'm terrified of snakes and elevators. I'm a little terrified of elevators. I think that's just snakes and elevators. You could make a movie actually about that. But are you terrified of anything? Let me see in the chat if you are. Hi Diego. Yes, good evening. And Daniele. Hi Daniele. Good evening too. So, scary. The extreme adjectives for scary are terrifying and petrifying. Okay? Can you repeat that? Terrifying and petrifying. Oh, just a note. You can see the G in the end. You don't actually pronounce the G. You don't say petrifying. It's a G. Doesn't exist. This NG has a sound. Okay? So you say terrifying. You don't actually pronounce the G. You say petrifying. Okay? So petrifying and terrifying. That mean very scary. Yes. Oh, Ana Cecilia is terrified of the corona. Yeah, you have to protect yourself. Yeah, wash your hands, use masks. Everything's going to be fine. I hope. Yeah. Hi Mayara. Forget the JPI lives make you furious. Yes, yes. So you can actually put a note like to remember when you see the notification, so you never forget that. Yes. Let's see the next one. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, another word with the ing in the end that you don't pronounce the G. You say the n. Okay, so interesting. Oh, in the comic. Interesting. Yeah, a bit. Interesting film. Interesting movie. Interesting. It's fascinating, riveting. Okay, so fascinating and riveting, they mean very interesting. Okay, for example, I love documentaries. I think they are fascinating to know about history, about things that happened, and to everything about documentaries actually. So fascinating and riveting. For example, can you recommend a fascinating book? Let me see. It's a very famous book, but I really love The Little Prince. It was my first book, the first book I have ever read. So for me, it's fascinating. Can you guys recommend me on the chat? What are fascinating books that you know? Maybe we can also read them, yeah, to practice our English. And by the way, talking about books, remember that in the end of the live, we're going to give away the Oliver Twist, and you just need to put "I want to participate" on the chat, and in the end of on the end of the live, we're going to give this book away, and it also has audiobooks. Okay, so remember to comment on the chat. Let me see. The Bible, The Little Prince too. Yeah. The Other People, Ana Cecilia. The Other People by C.J. Tudor. Nice. And Diego said the Bible too. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So, fascinating. Let's see more. Funny. Okay, so funny. Bang. Oh yeah, funny. Or funny. They were watching probably a Jim Carrey play. It's live. So funny. It was hysterical, hilarious. Okay. So hysterical or hilarious they mean very funny. Okay. They are extreme adjectives that mean extremely funny, very funny. For example, what's the last hilarious movie you've watched? Okay, the last hilarious movie you have watched. A comedy movie. I don't watch a lot of comedy movies, but let me see. I actually like the Brazilian movie Minha Mãe Uma Peça, and the third one, it was very good. Yeah, so yeah, it's the last hilarious movie that I've watched. Do you like comedies? Can you tell us the last hilarious movie that you have watched on the chat? Let me take notes to watch it later. Yes. So, funny. So, the extreme adjective for funny is hysterical or hilarious. Okay? Let's see the next one. Okay, clean or dirty. So, these are actually opposites. Yeah? Clean or dirty. For example, these shoes. One is very clean and the other is very dirty. Okay, so very clean, very dirty. And what are the extreme adjectives to describe something that's very clean or something that's very dirty? Let's check. Okay, so very clean, you can use spotless or gleaming. And very dirty, you can use filthy. Filthy. Okay? Remember that's the sound, the thank you, that you put your tongue behind, like between your teeth, and you blow air, like thank you or three. That's the filthy. Okay? So this the sneaker here on the left is very clean. It's spotless or gleaming. And the sneaker on the right, that's very dirty, it's filthy. Okay? Filthy. So, is your bedroom right now like very clean, a little clean, or spotless, or dirty? Yeah? My bedroom it's clean. It's not very clean, but I'm going to clean it later. Yes. So, repeat. Spotless and gleaming. They mean very clean. Or filthy. It means very dirty. Okay? The next one. Ugly. Okay? Oh, that's ugly. He's talking about the city, probably. Yeah. Yep. It is. Yep. It's another form to say, yeah, I agree with you. It is. Or the art. Ugly. Ugly. It's absolutely hideous. Or it's totally grotesque. Grotesque. Okay? Hideous and grotesque. Here, they mean very ugly. Or hideous, grotesque. Very ugly. Okay? I see some people talking. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Luana. Hi, Aline. Yes, Luana, I think you can. Yes, no problem. If you're watching the live, you're participating, you have the chance to get the book. Okay? The Oliver Twist. Some extra information for you. Here. So, we use these intensifiers to give intensity to adjectives. So, for example, if João Pessoa, let's take João Pessoa as an example. You can say that João Pessoa is it's a little big, yes. So we have here from 0, from a negative, say not very. For example, I think cacimbo de dentro, it's a very big. Okay, so it's like less than 0, and then you go to a lot, to extreme intensifiers. So you have not very, a little, not very, a bit, a little, quite, rather, fairly, very, really, extremely, incredibly, unusually, remarkably, completely, and too. So we use these to give intensity to adjectives. So you can say that, oh, it's too big. The shirt is too big. Or, oh, that house is too big. We are only two people. Or completely big. So we use this to give intensity, okay? These are used with normal adjectives like small, beautiful, big, short, tall, expensive, cheap. So these are intensifiers that we use for normal adjectives. And then we have intensifiers that we use for extreme adjectives. So these are not in order. They are not from 0 to 100. These are just to give emphasis. So you can say if a place is, let's say, hot. It was the first one. Let me check here. We have here, if a place is hot, or you can say that the place is very hot, or that place is boiling or sweltering. And then you can use intensifiers to give more emphasis. For example, that place is completely hot, or really hot, or very hot, or too hot. But with boiling, you don't use these. You use absolutely boiling, or utterly boring. Utterly boiling, or totally boiling. So these intensifiers are exclusive to extreme adjectives because they do not give a degree, but they just give emphasis. Okay, so let's review what we saw today. We saw very hot, which means which we have extreme adjectives that are boiling and sweltering. They mean the same. Very hot. Very bad. So we can use terrible, ghastly, or awful. We also saw very good, and we have a long list: awesome, fantastic, amazing, fabulous, marvelous, superb, wonderful, and outstanding. So they all mean very good. So you can say, that movie was awesome. That song is fantastic. That is amazing food. So you can use these to describe, to have the idea of very good. Okay. We are almost ending. So remember to say that you want to participate on the giveaway from the book. Okay, we're giving away the Oliver Twist. So make sure to write on the chat, I want to participate. Okay? The next one that we saw was very angry. And you can use a furious, seething, and livid to have the same idea of very angry. Extreme adjectives that mean very angry. We also saw very scary. And the extreme adjectives for it is terrifying or petrifying. Okay. We also saw very interesting. You can use fascinating, riveting. Okay, a fascinating movie, a riveting book. Very funny. So you have hysterical, hilarious. Okay. For example, that movie is hilarious. That comedy series is hysterical, like very funny. Very clean and very dirty. We have these extreme adjectives. For very clean, we have spotless and gleaming. And for very dirty, we have filthy. Okay? The next one was very ugly. Very ugly. We have hideous and grotesque. Or grotesque. It means very ugly. The next one was very small and very big, both opposites. So we have minuscule, teeny tiny, and tiny for very small. And for very big, we have huge, gigantic, and massive. Oh, that is a huge city. That was a gigantic mistake, or a massive book. Okay, so we use these extreme adjectives to not to be repetitive, not to say very so much, because when you use very so much, it makes you sound a little childish because it's made a little basic words like big and small. So you can replace this basic adjectives, big, small, tall, ugly, with these extreme adjectives. Okay. If you have any questions, write on the chat, and let's go to the giveaway of the book. Okay, Oliver Twist. Here, let me just set everything here. Just a second. Okay, so we have here all the names from people on the chat. Let's see if everything is ready. I think we're ready, right? Let's see who got the book. Okay, so Natalia Oliveira. Congratulations, Natalia. You got the Oliver Twist, yeah, and the audiobooks. Okay, so just to make sure, we're going to put the email that you have. I'll talk in Portuguese now, ok? Natália Oliveira, a gente vai colocar o e-mail que você precisa mandar para a gente pegar seus dados para poder enviar o livro para você, ok? O e-mail da escola que você precisa enviar é falecom@jpiidiomas.com.br. Nós vamos colocar também no chat, ok? Guys, for today we're finished. I'll talk in Portuguese. Ou por hoje é só. Próxima quarta-feira é com o professor Valber, voltada para os alunos iniciantes. E próxima sexta-feira é comigo, para os alunos que já têm uma prática maior no inglês e a gente melhorar ainda mais, ok? So guys, bye bye. See you. Have a good weekend.